Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a weekly plan with me, but more than that, it is an explanation of my running task list that I have now been using for a couple months. And I just want to share with you guys what it is and how I use it and why it's been so beneficial for me, because I have had a lot of questions on how it's actually used and for what purpose. So the box that I drew at the very beginning there that spans the entire length of the page, that is my running task list box. At the top, I sectioned it off into half centimeters for each day, so it's a total of 3.5 centimeters across. And if you have a normal notebook that has 5mm spacing, then you don't have to do this. You can just go one block per day. But because I'm in a Nuna, I like to have mine a little farther spaced apart than the 3mm dot grid. So that is my running task list box with the headers at the top for each day of the week. And as you can see, mine is only taking up about a quarter of my page, and I am going to still use the other side. A lot of people who do running task lists, that is all they use. They don't then use an actual weekly setup with boxes or anything like that. They might add a goals section or notes, but they don't have individual boxes for the days of the week, and that's just because all of your tasks are already listed out in your running to-do list. However, the way that I do mine is I create my running task list first and fill it in before the week even starts. And then as the week goes, I use my running task list to fill in my daily boxes. And for me, it's just a matter of not being so overwhelmed by this giant to-do list. And even though it has everything there, moving each of those items individually into the day works better. So you might be wondering, like, why even use the running task list if you're also going to use a standard weekly setup? And my answer to that is that the running task list gives me an idea of what my entire week looks like ahead of time. And when I'm actually writing out all my tasks, I then can kind of look at my days and see which days are already full and which days are empty, and where I can add some things to do and where I need to back off a little bit. Whereas if I'm just using a weekly setup and tried to do that, I might overcrowd certain days and then have other days that I don't have anything to do. I also want to point out this little tracker that I have on the left side here, because I know I'll get asked about it. I have written the hours, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and then Monday through Friday down the side. Or not Monday through Friday, sorry, Monday through Sunday down the side. And I'm going to be tracking my work hours over the next week. We are possibly moving to a new house here soon, and so I need to make sure that I am working, but also that I am not overworking, because I tend to be either the least productive person in the world or I am too ambitious. So that is what that box is, just to kind of track my work hours and just see how I'm doing each day. So before we get into how to fill in the running task list, I am going to just draw out my weekly spread here, and I'm going to speed this up quite a bit just because I wanted to add some detail to it, and the whole point of this video is to explain the running task list. So we'll just speed through this, and then we will jump into actually setting up the running task list and how to use it, how to migrate your tasks, how to mark them off, and so on. So now when I am going to actually fill in my running task list for the upcoming week, I start with the big tasks that I know need to be done and I put them at the top. Although this isn't required, you can do it however you want. You can just start listing out tasks that you know that you need to do throughout the next week. But I pick my big tasks, so for this I flip back to like my editorial calendar and check and see what I am supposed to be doing for the next week and then plan everything out here. And so I write down all of my tasks first before actually assigning them to a day, because I like to assign my tasks to certain days after I see how much I need to get done. That way I can evenly space things out. So for the top one, in the upcoming week, I know it's super early, but I'm going to be filming my May Plan With Me video, because if we are moving, I don't think I'll have time. So for that, I schedule out 2 days for that because I know that it's a long task and it'll take me a while. So to assign certain tasks to certain days, I just draw a circle under the daily header that corresponds with the task that I want to create. And then I draw a line from the task to the circle so that I can kind of give myself a visual representation of how far throughout the week that is. And it just helps connect the task to the circle. So now we'll quickly go over filling in your tasks and migrating them. So this is my current week, and for this week so far I've actually done everything according to the day. So I'm just filling in these circles as I go, and I just fill them in with my black pen, and then if I don't complete them, I need to migrate them. So in this list, I use little arrows to migrate them over, and then I draw a circle on the next day after I didn't complete the task, and then that helps me to see that I didn't complete it then, but I need to complete it tomorrow. And sometimes that may mean actually moving my task a couple days in advance, so then I can just draw this circle over under the day in which I want it done. So you guys, that is how you use a running task list. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button on this video, and I will see you guys again in the next video.